Hi there and welcome to my channel Simply Stocks, and today I'm going to talk about Mahanagar Gas, a very interesting gas distribution company, as to where it is at the moment and how is the business and analyzing everything. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should that with their own due diligence and research. And I'm not a member of the NSC and BSC, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. This is purely for educational purposes. And whatever I'm discuss here, I'm discussing on the basis of my experience being a retail investor over the last 12 to 14 years. So I'm not a member of the NSC and BSC, and that I'm not an official portfolio advisor. These all will be my personal opinions, and any buying selling decisions you take is purely on your discretion. So kindly consult your financial advisor before taking any call. Before I talk about Mahanagar guys, here's small request: kindly support me on Patreon. If you like my videos on YouTube, support me on Patreon. I'll make better videos on YouTube with more research, and you can have interaction with me on messages there as well. You have access to my portfolio, whatever I'm holding, sectors I'm looking at, which sectors are looking good at the moment, where the money is flowing into. I discuss all that. Overall economic and global markets situation I discuss, uh, domestic as well as global markets as to how they are behaving, and what could trigger a move over the next say next few months, years, on these markets. We'll discuss all that there, so you can have interaction with me there as well, so you can support me on Patreon for that. Now let me take you to the screen of website, and we'll discuss about Mahanagar Gas. So interesting company, 10,000 crore market cap. It is in the gas distribution space, at a PE of 13, very reasonably priced with an ROE of around 20%. The numbers have been pretty strong, and this is because of the gas pricing, you can say, uh, changes that has taken place over the last 2 years, 3 years, and even a gas price revision has taken place in April, and so probably June numbers will be even better. But overall, the business is with high, you can say, business has a high you can say, barrier to entry, and very less companies are in there. In fact, IGL is the strongest competitor that they have. So IGL and MGL, Mahanagar Gas, is in the same domain, and they are into the gas distribution, the city gas distribution system. If you look in detail, then PNG segment of the company is the biggest, you can say. It has around 12.5 lakh domestic customers in the PNG segment, with the capacity to connect 16 lakh customers in the domestic segment. It also serves around 4,200 commercial and industrial consumers. CNG segment is also, which is big for MGL, and they are big there. In terms of geographical thing, presently the company operates in three geographical areas, namely Mumbai and Greater Mumbai in India, in sorry, Western India, adjoining areas of Mumbai GA2, and you can say Riga district GA3. It has established a firm presence with a dominating market share in the Greater Mumbai GAT distribution business, which contributes around 75% of their business. So basically, around the Mumbai area, they are big there. In fact, they have around 75% market share, so nearly a monopoly out there. So the business per se is something that will not go away. So this is one of a kind of company that looks like could continue to flourish over the next 15, 20, 30 years, unless the government changes its minds and brings in a lot of private players, etc. I think this is going to continue with these, you can say, gas distribution company. Now, if you look at the numbers per se, these are the quarterly numbers. So in March quarter, they did around 1600 crores of sales versus 1100 crores of sales. So good growth of 45% on the sales front. And even if you look at on the operating profit front, the margins were better. So in March of 2022, they did 20% margins. This time around, it was 24%, and numbers were pretty strong. From 215 crores operating profit, we are at 390 crores. Overall, on the bottom line also, if you look at net profit of 132 crores last year, and this year it has doubled to around 270 crores. So uh, taking that into consideration, the stock has not done that much, and so what has happened is that valuations has come to reasonable levels. I won't say very attractive, but reasonable. It used to trade at even 9 10 times earnings. It's trading at 13 times earnings. Very reasonable at the moment. One can probably say that around here 13 times 12 times, there is less chance of the valuation going down even further unless the numbers compress more. So that's one point in here. In terms of overall profit and loss, this time around they did around 6,300 crores of sales, some 100 crores of other income. If you look at it here in the March quarter, that's around 6,400 crores of sales, versus you can say around only 3,500, 3,600 crores of sales last time around. The EPS has grown even further from 60 rupees to around 80 rupees. So the EPS has been growing even further. If you look at the balance sheet again, very less borrowings, around 100 crores of borrowing versus 400,000 crores of reserves. So a debt-free company at that. And if you look at the shareholding pattern, then promoter hold around 32.5%, but FIIs currently hold around 31% stake. And I think going forward, FIIs might end up selling more stake in here. They are at the highest with respect to their stake in MGL. So if the prices move up, they would look to sell. We are looking at a situation where in the market, FIIs are looking to, probably it's a very dicey market at the moment, so there could be a situation where FIIs are looking to sell into this strength. Government hold around 10% stake, and the public shareholding is around 11.6%. It was below 10% a few quarters back. It has increased further, but this has been the overall scenario for the company. Now, couple of things, couple of points to look at, 2 3 points. So I from now on, in fact, from the last video in Killpest also, I discussed about negatives and positives for the company. So two negatives that I feel for this company, for this stock, is that one is the fact that it's a government owned company. So it is more or less a kind of a government company altogether, and it is a city gas distribution firm. So do not expect huge fireworks. That's what I feel in most of the government companies. We don't see that happening. Second is these kind of companies, whether MGL, IGL, or even companies in the oil sector, they trade at so you look at all PSU companies, etc. They trade at 8 9 10 12 15, maximum 15 16 p. So in that sense, around 13 p is not that attractive. That's what I was saying. So these are the couple of things you need to be wary of. This is not a consumer company. Normally consumer companies trade at 30 40 50 times. Couple of positives for me is that numbers have exploded altogether. So if you look at year on year numbers, if we see here, then the profits have doubled nearly. I mean, the profits have gone up by 70 80 sorry, sales have gone up by 70 80%, and the EPS has gone up by 30 35%. So bottom line has gone up by 35%. If this trend continues, which is a big if, but since the gas price hikes are just about taking place, has started, uh, we could see numbers continue to be the same, and hence the valuations could stretch to 16 17 times. So this is a big positive in here. The second big positive for such company is that when you look at such companies, they are more stable in nature. So even if you look at the stock price over the last 3 years, let's say over the last 3 years, so the stock did go down. I mean, the stock was trading at around 1200 1220 and all that during that bull run in the market. Even this was up, this did go down sharply to around 700 800 levels, but look at the recovery it's shown. So this is because of the fact that the stock is normally with the large investors, normally with the strong in the strong hands. Say the FIIs hold 30 odd percent, and even 1 year back they were holding 25-26%, which is a huge stake in a company. And then the promoter has 30%, government holds 10%. So overall you have 70-80% with the very strong in the very strong hand. So whenever the stock falls, say 30%, 20-30% from the top, there's huge buying. So this is like a large cap company. Even if you look at a Asian Paints or an Infosys, even for that matter TCS, they do go down 20-30% in very bad times, but that's just about it. Maximum they fall 25 is 25-30%. So if we look at from 1200 to around 700 levels, that's a fall of around 40%, in a situation where the market completely collapsed. But then look at the recovery from 700 levels, 60-70% up, sorry, 40% up already. So I have a feeling that for someone who's looking for very much stability in their portfolio, etc., these kind of companies, say larger companies, this is behaving like a larger company altogether. So I won't like to give any recommendation on the stock as to what needs to be done on a shorter term, longer term time frame. That is all you that is all what you need to decide about. But altogether I feel that a very stable stock, I feel that this is, yes, there is gyration, but the valuations are as such that the downside is always protected and people look to buy at it. But again, buying and selling decision altogether is currently up to you. I've given the negatives and positive points of the company already to you. So this was my video on Mahanagar Gas. Please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it. And if you like the videos, kindly do support me on Patreon. Thank you.